Hey everyone, it's Kiri here with a festive layout for Bramble Fox. And for this layout, I'm using some of the new sets in the shop, the Blvd set, the Mini Xmas Things set, and the new Fox Cut Stencil number 82, Candy Canes and Trees. So I've pulled out the Blvd Merry Little Christmas collection because I thought it would work perfectly for the photo that I'm going to use. And it is a photo from last Christmas. So it's of our Christmas tree. And I just love the way it sort of sparkles in the photo, but also it's about all the colours I use. I'm definitely not a traditional Christmas tree decorator in regards to sort of greens and reds. It's all about the bright colours for me. So that's what I'm scrapping about today. So I'm cutting a few pieces. Now I started off with one piece and then decided it was a bit narrow. So I'm going with the pattern paper with the houses and the trees because I thought it was very appropriate because obviously it's about Christmas tree in a house. So that was perfect. And then I've just added a bit of a neutral tealy one under that, and then the stripes, and then I've reflected the stripes on the far right side. I'm using an ombre pattern paper on the background. I say pattern paper, it's not patterned, it's just an ombre, but it sort of coordinates with the sort of soft sort of tealy colour. And here I'm just pulling out some of the embellishments that go with the collection. And then I'm pulling in the Paper Snips number 50 as well. And I'm just looking at which elements I want to use. I've punched out two of the round 1-inch circles, and I'll be making those into a little epoxy flairs shortly. And then I'm just pulling out a few of the others, some of the little phrases. And I love the cute gnomes, so I'm definitely going to add those in. And I think I'm going to I'm going to fussy cut out, yep, some of the stockings. And I'm using the little tab here, though I don't actually end up using it on the final layout, but I'm certainly just sort of having a look at which ones I think I'm going to work with here. So I'm just going to work on fussy cutting those out, but I know I'm going to fast forward this on as I won't make you sit and watch me fussy cut. Here we go. I'm just adding the little clear epoxy circles over the punched circles that I've taken from the paper snips, and there we go. I've got a little epoxy flare. And as if by magic, here we go. Here's all of my fussy cut elements. As I said, I don't actually end up using all of them, but they were the ones that I pulled out that I thought I would like to use. So now I'm sort of distressing the edges now of all of the paper strips. So I'm just I've used my nail actually, which is probably not ideal, but I've just sort of pushed it, and then I've torn some little sections as well. And then I'm going to get all of these pieces stuck down. And so that's the right side, and I'll do the same on the left side. There we go, all done. My photo is mounted on some of the red pattern paper, and I'm just going to raise it on foam pads on the top edge only. And I think here I'm just going to have a little play with where things are going to be placed, and then I can start to get sort of the elements stuck down. Yeah, here we go. So I'm bringing in that lovely Merry and Bright title from the Blvd set, and I absolutely love that font. It is really, really lovely. It's probably my favourite font. Okay, so what I've decided to do, I've got a couple of little frames here, and I thought I'd make a couple of little shake pockets, mainly because it's all about Christmas, and I'm obviously going to add some sequins into here, and who doesn't need a bit of sparkle at Christmas? I think that's what it's all about. So I've just got my frames. I'm just sticking them down onto a piece of lightweight sort of plastic. I think it was plastic packaging or something like that. And then I can build up the little foam pad border to hold in all the sequins on the back. So here we go. And I'm just going to cut some thin strips of my foam sheet here. Makes it quite easy actually, rather than using just small foam squares. It's much easier because then I can cut to the size, the width that I need. And these frames are quite narrow on the sides there. So I will get that pulled together, but it's super quick and easy to do, and it's just a really, really lovely feature on a layout. And as I did, I went all over it and went for 2 on this layout because I thought, yeah, we've got to go for all the sparkles here because we're I'm scrapbooking about a Christmas tree. So I've pulled out a number of different sequin mixes that I have in my stash. So, you know, typically it's sort of got, this one's got reds, it's got some light greens, it's got pinks, it's got some sort of pearly colours. And then the gold, I've got their tiny, tiny little gold stars that I've also added into it. And then I will add in, I think, some extra colours from the other set as well. So I'm fiddling around here. Actually, I am being quite particular, but I'm turning them over so that they're all the right way. Okay, so I had a look here and I was going to back this with the red, but sorry, with the pink. But I actually decided I wasn't sure it was quite right. So I actually, here we go. I've moved on. I finished one and I'm now just going to do the second one here. So I've got that sort of pattern now. This is the strip that I had on the background and I'm going to use the that pale teal. And you can see my error here. I've stuck it round the wrong way, which I suddenly realised when I look at them both there. So I quickly pull it off, make sure my sequins are back in position and they're not stuck up on the sides, and then I can get that piece stuck down correct way up. Just a moment. I honestly don't know what I'm doing there, fiddling around there, but anyway, right. So re-glue, add a little bit of glue there, and then I can stick it down and get that. That's, yeah, there we go. That's right now. So both of them have that same background. There we go. Sorry, very quick look there. Okay, so bring back in the layout, and then I think I can start to get things stuck down here. So fiddling around with the two, deciding which side's going to go where. I think I change it round actually, have the green on the other side and the red on this side, on the right side. So yeah, just bringing in some of the ephemera pieces now. So really focusing on sort of trees, the houses, and then I've got these cute little gnomes that I'm going to tuck in as well. And then I'm going to bring in the Christmas stockings. Ah, that's right. I forgot I did some stenciling as well. So there's a new fox cut, number 82, called Candy Canes and Trees. And I'm just going to use the trees just lightly, just around the edge there. And I'm using Distress Oxide in Peacock feathers there. That coordinated nicely with the pattern papers that I was using. So I'm just sort of building that a little bit around the edge. And I will add a little bit more later because typically, like everything, once you start to add your embellishments, you end up covering up quite a lot of the stenciling. So, but anyway, that's fine. I just wanted a little bit of subtle background detail. I didn't want it to be too much. Okay, so just making sure that is completely straight, obviously. And then I can tuck in my little shaker pockets and I will start to get things stuck down. This is typically what I do. There's lots of moving around, taking things off. Oh, maybe I'll add this, maybe I won't, maybe I'll change it. I'll move that around, as you can see here, deciding where the little flairs are going. I'm bringing in some extra ephemera pieces as well. But I promise it is going to start to get stuck down in a moment. So there are lots of fabulous new pieces in the Bramble Fox shop, very festive, Christmas obviously. So do pop on over to bramble.fox.co.uk and have a look at all the new goodies that are available because they are lovely and perfect for scrapping this time of the year. Oops, it was weird that when I was voiceovering that my foam blending tool at the top just rolled off it, and it was caught me by surprise. But yes, okay. So, right, I've decided to add a little bit more. Here we go, stenciling there, but actually I end up covering it mostly anyway, which is, yeah. So, yeah, just sort of adding in my clusters. Here I'm using foam pads on some elements. Again, it gives me that dimension and, you know, nothing I ever do is going to be completely flat because I definitely like to add that dimension or texture through the sort of distressing of edges, etc. So, yeah. So building up sort of little layers here. Some are sort of slightly flatter, though you'll see they're never completely flat and stuck all the way down. I sort of lift the edges of the ephemera because I just like that effect, that you get that sort of dimensional effect to the layout. Okay, still moving those little epoxy flairs around. Oh, I'm bringing in a cute little bird there. And then I've got some of the phrases here from the paper collection, but of course also the paper snips, and I'm just working out where they're all going to go. Okay, moved on a little bit there because I was taking a while. So I'm going to stick down the Merry and Bright title using glossy accents, which is what I usually use to stick down all of my perspectives. And then I'm just going to sit that down under the photo there. I do wish I hadn't stenciled underneath, just behind the title, but you know, it's okay. Okay, I'm fiddling around with this little candy cane here. Honestly, I move it around. I don't know how many times. Anyway, it does get stuck down eventually. And then I've got the two over there on the far left. And now I'm getting that epoxy flare stuck down. Um, oh, I've got the little Christmas stocking there from that Mini Xmas Things set as well. And I'm going to get that stuck down along with the Paper Snips fussy cut Christmas stockings as well. I'm sort of going to layer those up into like a little trio. And then I'm nearly almost done, I think. I did a couple of things just off camera, actually, completely forgot. I do my journaling, which I usually do off camera anyway, and that sits below the Merry and Bright. And then I did look at it at the end and decide I did need to add some extra gold splatters, some gold splatters. So I pulled out my watercolor and added some of that to the clusters. So, but you'll see that very, very shortly. Oh, got the stockings, sorry, stockings, the candy canes are finally stuck down. And there we go. Here is the final layout. And the close-ups are coming up in just a moment. And you can see those fabulous perspectives and some of the stenciling detail there from the Fox cut candy cane and tree stencil. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the process video, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.